Good morning children and welcome to the online session of English Grammar of class 5. So let us open the chapter that we were doing in the last class. We were doing subject and predicate, that is chapter number 3. Okay, we did it till here and today we will do these exercises. Alright, so let us pay attention. Identify the subject and the predicate in the given sentences. Now look at this box. To find the subject, ask what the sentence is about. In the last class I had already explained you how to find the subject in a given sentence and to find the predicate also. Alright, so I think you have already gone through it. So in order to find a subject within a sentence, we have to ask the question what the sentence is about. Okay? Or ask about whom is this sentence. We have to ask about whom this sentence is speaking about. Alright. So let us do it. First is the example given here. Example. Sumi came first in the class. What this sentence is talking about? This sentence is talking about a girl named Sumi. So this is the subject. And what Sumi did in this subject, in this sentence? What is the action of Sumi? What is described about Sumi? That she came first in the class. So this is the predicate. This part is the predicate. Alright. I have already given you many examples of it. So I hope you will be able to do all these. We will discuss it here, okay? And you will get all the answers of these exercise in the dashboard, okay? So don't worry about it. You will get all the answers of these exercises in the dashboard itself, okay? Here I am only doing it for your explanation part, so that you will be able to understand how to do these exercises. Okay, so now let us start. Fatima and Asin are good friends. Now first you have to find out what this sentence is talking about. This sentence is talking about two friends, Fatima and Asin, two girls. Okay, so this is the subject. And what is being told about these friends? That they are good friends. So this is the predicate. Okay, here I have written it only for an explanation. I will give you separately in the dashboard. Okay, all the answers you will get it. Next, across the river is the small village. Now in this sentence, children, look carefully. What is this sentence talking about? Across the river is the small village. In the last class I had told you that it is not always that the subject will come in the first place. It can also come at last. Okay? So here this sentence is talking about a small village. So this is the subject. This is the subject. Is the small village is the subject. Now what is the predicate here? Then across the river. Okay, what is being told about this small village? That it is across the river. So here the subject is coming at the last and predicate is coming in the beginning. Okay, so in these type of sentences you will find such cases where subject will come in the last. Okay, now move to the next. The children of the junior classes have a holiday tomorrow. Now look carefully, what is this sentence about? What is this sentence talking about? It is talking about the children of the junior classes. So this is the subject. Alright? The children of the junior classes is the subject. And the predicate is have a holiday tomorrow. Next one. Stand in a queue. Stand in a queue. Now this is a command, children. I had told you, in these type of imperative sentences, what will happen? What type of sentence it is? Try to remember, it is an imperative sentence. In the previous class I have told you what is an imperative sentence. Look here. Imperative sentence. In imperative sentences, the subject is not mentioned. I had explained you many times. And what is an imperative sentence? A sentence that gives a command, a request or advice. It was in the previous chapter. Okay. Imperative sentence is that which expresses a command, a request or an advice. It was in the previous chapter. Page number 8. Okay. So don't forget it. I am repeating it again and again for you. Alright. So come to the exercise now. Stand in a queue. So this is the predicate. And what is the subject? Who will stand in a queue? You. So you is the implied subject. Implied subject means subject that is understood. It is not written here, but it is understood. So you is the subject. Don't say that you is not written here, ma'am. Then the subject is not you. No subject is there. No, the subject is there. The subject is implied. It is not mentioned, but it is understood. So this is the subject and this is the predicate. Stand in a queue is the predicate. Next sentence. Vishal is absent today. Now this sentence is talking about Vishal. Vishal is the subject. Is the absent today is the predicate. Next, Mohan and his teammates have won the match. In this sentence, the subject is Mohan and his teammates. The sentence is talking about Mohan and his teammates. And what they have done? They have won the match. So have won the match is the predicate. Next sentence. My dream is to be a doctor. What is the subject here? What this sentence is talking about? Just think. It is talking about my dream. So my dream is the subject. Is to be a doctor? Predicate. Alright. Next. Most of my classmates stay in Noida. This sentence is talking about the subject, most of my classmates. So most of my classmates will be the subject. It is talking about most of my classmates. And what is the active, what is being talked about these classmates? That they stay in Noida. So stay in Noida is the predicate. Next one. You cannot drink water inside the glass. So here obviously the subject is you. It is mentioned here. In number 4 it was not mentioned. It was a command. It was an imperative sentence. I hope you understand. So here we have to write you is the implied subject, or just write you is the subject. Okay. So here you is mentioned, and so this is the subject. And what is the predicate? Cannot drink water inside the glass. You subject and rest of it is predicate. Next one. Shalini is unwell. So what is this sentence speaking about? It is speaking about this girl Shalini. Shalini is the subject, is unwell is predicate. Okay. So I hope you have understood this, and if you have any problem you can ask me. You can put up queries, you can put up questions. I will clarify your doubts. Okay, I am there to help you if you need any help, children. Okay. Next one. Match the subject with the predicate to form meaningful sentences. So here you have to match the subject with the predicate. Subject you have to match with the proper predicate here. Okay. First, Veena. Veena will be matched with has gone to school. Veena has gone to school. Second, my hobby is reading. My hobby is reading. It is raining heavily. It is raining heavily. Nowadays also it is raining heavily. Okay. Next, I am going to Kashmir for my vacation. I am going to Kashmir for my vacation. You can see now all these sentences we are matching the subject with the proper predicate, with the correct predicate. My favorite food is Chinese. My favorite food is Chinese. My birthday is in June. My birthday is in June. I had sandwich for breakfast. I had sandwich for breakfast. Mohan was upset with her result. Mohan was upset with her result. Meena lives in Kolkata. Now children, one mistake. You can also match this with this. Meena was upset with her result and Mohan lives in Kolkata. So make one change here children. It can also be, you can change it also. Alright. Meena lives in Kolkata. Sorry, Meena was upset with her result. This will be E. Meena was upset with her result. Why? Because Meena is the name of a girl and the predicate is talking about a girl. This her is given, which means it indicates a girl. So Meena will be matched with this one, was upset with her result. Okay. If it would be his, it can be written as Mohan was upset with his result. But here it is given her, so we will match this predicate with Meena. Okay. Mohan lives in Kolkata. Mohan lives in Kolkata. So please make this change. Okay. Alright. Next one. Payal can speak French. Payal can speak French. You could have also matched it like this. Meena can speak French. It was also right. Mohan can speak French. Okay. It is also right. But this is how I have matched it for you. Okay. So I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, you can please put up your questions. Alright. So come to the next exercise now. Fill in the blanks by adding suitable subjects. So in these blanks we have to add suitable subjects to complete this sentence. Here I have done it for you. Okay. First one. My father works in an office. Dash works in an office. My father works in an office. Or you can also write my mother works in an office or my uncle works in an office. You can add your own subjects as well. These are my answers. Okay. Next, a zebra has black and white stripes. A zebra, okay, has black and white stripes. The stars shine in the sky. The stars shine in the sky. The children are in school. The children are in school. Venus is the planet closest to the earth. It will be Venus only, okay, because it is the only planet closest to the earth. Next, the baby is playing with its toys. The baby is playing with its toys. Sunday will come tomorrow. You can also write any other answer, any other proper answer. You can frame your own answers as well. Okay, children. Next, Rahul is very intelligent. Rahul is very intelligent, or my brother is very intelligent, or my friend is very intelligent. My cousins study in my school, or my sister study in my school. No, it will be my cousins study in my school, because this is used for plural. Okay, so this will be my cousins study in my school. Alright, here you have to use plural subject, because here it is, the verb is plural. Okay, so now, according to the verb you have to write the correct subject. Okay, these are my answers. You can frame your own subjects as well. Okay, next one. The elephant has large ears. The elephant has large ears. Come to the next exercise now. I hope you have understood this. Fill in the blanks with suitable predicates. My grandfather goes for a walk every day. My grandfather goes for a walk every day. Manish and Ravi are best friends. Manish and Ravi are best friends. Okay, these are my answers. In this exercise you have to fill the blanks with suitable predicates. First we added a suitable subject to the sentence. Now we have to add a suitable predicate to the sentence. Okay. Here we added a suitable subject to the predicate. Here we have to add suitable predicate to the subject. Okay. Next, the baby is playing or the baby is crying. Next, some boys are running in the playground. The book is very interesting or the book is kept on the table. Lata Mangeshkar is a great singer. My favorite cartoon is Tom and Jerry. Veena is very intelligent. Jack and Jill went up the hill. I hope you have read this, poem in your junior classes. Jack and Jill went up the hill. The captain of the team is very active. The captain of the team is very active. So likewise, I have done this. You can frame your own predicates as well. Okay. Now value corner. When we join two parts, a subject and a predicate, we get a complete meaningful sentence. You have seen now, when we join two parts of a sentence, what are the two parts? Subject and predicate. We get a complete sentence. Okay. Joining hands with a needy child can add a new meaning to your personality. Do you agree? Why or why not? In the same way, if you join your hands with a needy child, who is a needy child? A poor child. It will add a new meaning to your personality. It will make you a kind person. No? You will become a very, very good person if you will join hands with a poor child. If you will be friends with a poor child, if you make friendship with a poor child, you will also become a very, very good person. Good person means you will have a good heart, you will be very, very kind, and you will show that kindness towards your friend. By making a poor child your friend, you are showing your kindness towards the poor child. I hope you are understanding that. So this is a value corner and I am just doing it for so that I can show you the similarity between subject and predicate with relationships. Okay. Now here let us revise. I am a sentence. Can you see this boy? Okay. He is called a sentence. He is saying that I am a sentence and I have two parts, subject and predicate. This is all about that we have studied in this chapter. A sentence has two parts. They are subject and predicate. So I hope you have understood this chapter. If you have any doubt, if you have not understood anything, please ask questions. Put up your questions. I will clear it. I will help you out. Okay. So now all these answers you will get it in the dashboard, children. In the dashboard. Listen carefully. In the dashboard I will put all the answers. You will have to access the dashboard and get the answers and write it in your English 1 classwork copy and learn it. That will be your homework. Alright. So that's all for today. Okay. Keep revising, keep learning and stay safe. Thank you.